This video is meant for a more mature audience. If you are children, please leave now, as this has some mild language and is a full synopsis of the Spider-Man movie rankings. Production, Spider-Man movie ranking, camera, iPhone, scene, amazing, fantastic, take 16, and action. Which order is the best way to watch Spider-Man movies? Spider-Man 3, everything we know about the sequels, Spider-Man being delayed, official name for Sonyverse, Spider-Man being delayed by Sony to make Thor sequels, I don't know. Watch Tobey Maguire's shirtless Spider-Man scene test screening? No thank you. All three Spider-Man actors reportedly in talks for live-action Spider-Verse movie? Yeah, I think it's about time I did my ranking. Let's go get Mason. And Mason.
What do you want?
It's time. Suit up.
Really? It's really time for it? Time to suit up?
Yes, let's do it.
Aha!
Lift it above your head.
Glorious.
It's not the best, but I think Toby'd be a little proud. Let's go do it.
Hello, I am Mason Morales.
And I, in your friendly neighborhood, Spider Dick. And we're here to share with you today our Spider-Man movie rankings. First up is Mason Morales. Do not be alarmed by the fact that he's taller.
I am going to do my top 4 for this, though.
He doesn't want to mention the other movies, but how about you go ahead and go through your other 5 movies, because we're doing all 9, by the way. We're counting Venom. We decided to do that since it's Spider-Man S, or whatever, who knows, whatever, yeah. Anyways, at least just mention those.
What, the other 5?
Yes.
Okay. I'm grabbing this.
You really, Mason?
Yes, I'm grabbing this.
You could look at it from where I had it. Mason Morales, just tell us.
Number 9 is Venom. Number 8 is Spider-Man Far From Home.
Wow. Pretty low, huh?
Yeah.
Venom, piece of trash, huh?
Yep.
Yep.
And then number 7, Spider-Man 3.
We did not rehearse this.
Yes, we should rehearse.
Spider-Man 3. Typical.
Number 6. I think I put the Amazing Spider-Man.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Number 5 is Spider-Man 2002.
Yes.
And then
The original.
the top
One of the best.
4. And
And
the 4th place.
Wait, before I mention this, let's give a quick update for all you Nick fans out there on my channel. Just got to mention that this video is not scripted. You can obviously tell. But I wanted to be dressed up in costume because he had this and I had this. So yeah. But I just want you guys to know that next videos I will be writing scripts and I will be doing them the right way. So yeah. Go ahead, Mason.
Okay. Number 3.
Number 4, Mason. Number 4.
Wait. I already said number 4. Number.
I got that book going. Mason, you're number 4.
Okay, number 4. The Amazing Spider-Man
2.
2.
He got that ranked up too high in my opinion, but okay.
Well,
explain.
I like it because the villain Electro, and plus this was like one of the first. This was like one of the first Spider-Man movies I seen,
nostalgic purposes.
Shut up, this is my ranking.
Go ahead.
And then the way some...
Keep it on.
I look like a spider.
Pretty much, you don't know how to word this. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Let's just move on to number 3.
Number 3. Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh my gosh.
Spider-Man Homecoming, in my opinion, was a good movie. The villain Vulture was one. Yes, it was one of the best.
I would rank it pretty high in my opinion as well.
Yep. Some of the fight scenes are good in my opinion, and some are not.
We will get into Tom Holland and what I think of him as a Spider-Man.
Yep. And then
So number
MJ
2.
in the
Oh.
MJ in the movie.
Not MJ.
Not MJ.
Not our MJ, at least.
Yeah.
If you like, I know she is hot. Zendaya is
Oh,
beautiful. A beautiful woman. And if you like her, that's perfectly fine. I understand. For us, that's not our MJ. Our MJ needs to be white with red hair. We also need a Gwen Stacy. I can't wait for Harry to enter, but that'll be awesome. Anyways, number 2.
Number 2, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's, in my opinion, one of the best ones.
I think we can all agree on this, yes?
It's because it introduces...
Our last 2 are actually the same.
Yeah.
We actually have the same. We actually put it the same, so yeah.
Yeah, so... They introduce new characters into the storyline,
Yes.
which makes it better in my opinion. And then Miles Morales. So far, in my opinion, one of the best Spider-Mans.
But his number 1, and I guess I already spoiled it for me, but go ahead, Mason.
It's Spider-Man 2.
Uno, dos. Dos.
Yeah.
You gonna explain why, or elaborate a little, or are you just gonna keep doing what you've been doing? Make sure to look over in the camera.
You remember about this movie?
Oh my gosh, you don't even remember the movie.
Go ahead.
Spider-Man loses his powers, faces against Doc Ock. Blah, blah,
Oh, yes, Doc Ock.
Train scene, hello.
Yes, Doc Ock. One good villain. I mostly like some of these movies because of the villains.
Yeah, the villains are the best part of any Spider-Man movie, really. Until they're
I
not.
kind of didn't like him.
Until they're not.
Spider-Verse.
Until they're not. What?
I kind
Whatever.
of did not like him. I like the other.
Kingpin?
I like the other side villains in it.
Kingpin?
I like Scorpion.
Okay.
The Doc Ock in that universe.
Well, since he's done with that, and Spider-Verse crap, and since this skit is going on for way too long, it's time for unmasking. This was me, Nicholas, all along. Hada! Where's my glasses? But let's get into mine. I like to go into more detail. You know this about me, so. Anyways, number 9, same as him, Venom. Fun movie, fun energetic vibe. Critics hated it, audiences loved it. I kind of got the same feeling, you know, but like if I'm going to throw on a Spider-Man movie, I'm going to throw on any of the other Spider-Man movies. They have more depth and character. This movie was just said, let's do a 90s bromance comedy with these 2 characters and leave Spider-Man out of it, so yeah. Riot also sucks as the villain. The fight scenes get progressionally worse. There's
Venom
just
was
not
actually
much
pretty
to really
good.
love from this movie.
Just the Venom virus was good. That was
Venom was the only good part, and I actually think, in my opinion, Venom was done way better by Sam Raimi in Spider-Man 3. There wasn't much of him, but there was more character, in my opinion.
yeah. I see why that, but I just like this one.
Number 8, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think it's a little better, has more of that Spider-Man action that you love. Electro, while being a bad villain, is just a lot of fun. Harry's Green Goblin, I think, is actually a pretty decent villain. I think his motivation about he's gonna die like the next day is stupid. Like, he will die, but his father lived
60 something.
His father lived to be 61 with this virus thing. It's oh my god. But like, there's a lot of fun. The Gwen Stacy death, oh my gosh, it is not earned. This movie does not deserve this death. But it's the scene at the end of the movie that makes you come like, yeah. And you know, like Spider-Man, Tom Holland, I think, is one of my favorite Spider-Man actors. I know I have him ranked low, because, you know, Tom Holland, I think, just does best overall. But he's a good actor. And two of the relationship stuff is just amazing in this film. Action's fun. Just too many cooks in the kitchen, man. Just too many. Spider-Man Far From Home. I had this ranked pretty low as my brother. Not as low as him.
By 1.
When this movie came out, I actually really liked it. I liked Mysterio. I still like Mysterio. I like some of the Spider-Man stuff. I like some of the reveals, like Nick Fury being a Skrull. Nick Fury being you know what he is. Still can't talk about these movies. The fact that Spider-Man's secret identity is, you know, I don't like that. I never liked that. Spider-Man, the main point of him is to have his secret identity, and now, out the window.
Yep,
that's Marvel. The twist is fun, but for Spider-Man fans, like, you know the twist is going to happen, but the movie still plays it off as like, you didn't know the twist was going to happen. I think there's a lot of good character development for Spider-Man, but I don't really like this Spider-Man because each of these, the Homecoming trilogy really sets Spider-Man up as different and not traditional Spider-Man that I like. So I have these kind of ranked low, except for Homecoming, because it is just a good movie. This movie, I think, you have to rely more on the last movie that came for you to really even care about this movie, to understand it, and it's not really a direct sequel even that much to its own film, which I think stands alone as its own film better. So yeah. The Amazing Spider-Man. What can I say? I love an origin story. I think I think Andrew Garfield is great. The Lizard, not a better villain than Mysterio, but I think there was character there. There was development that could have gone better. So itchy. And, you know, I think it's just a well-rounded movie. I think there were some things that just get kind of mixed up. You know, I think it's got a lot of really good moments in it, like that scene where he swinging and, like, people move the cranes out. Such a good scene. No! Put that away. I think that's such a good moment. I think there's a lot of just musical decisions that aren't as good as the Sam Raimi trilogy, maybe. But I think making it its own film with like its own characters and own relationship stuff is just perfect. So, yeah. A 6th film for me. So, yeah. Now, these next 5 films, I love all of them. It's hard for me to really rank them, but I love all of them, and I just can't deny how much I love them. But number 5, Spider-Man 3. What can I say, man? This movie's got a lot of problems, but when it hits those high highs, it hits those high highs. Like, when it got to the point where I thought Spider-Man was going to die, I thought he was going to die. Like, when I was a kid, I thought he was really going to die. When Harry comes in and helps him out, CGI is not the best, but it's still got those awesome fight scenes like Spider-Man 2.
Rip Harry.
Rip poor Harry. I think it just ends off perfectly. The Sam Raimi trilogy, this film could have been better, but where it ends off and how it works with like the Sandman, I think that stuff works. Eddie Brock works. I think where it loses track is like at the end when they're not allowed to flesh Venom out more and Sandman's character gets kind of you know. I think that's kind of the problem. But in the end, I think it all ends conclusively and just such a mega huge ending that is one of the best Spider-Man final battles ever. But yeah, it's number 5 because it's got some problems. Next film kind of doesn't. Spider-Man 4. Number 4, Spider-Man Homecoming. What can I say? This was a good movie with doing something different, non-traditional, yet still keeping some of those traditional motions. Like I said, the villain, my gosh. When this movie first came out, I thought I was going to hate the villain because I just didn't care for Vulture. And then Michael Keaton won me over. His presence of like, I'm just a man trying to protect my family because I need money, you know? We've seen it before, but it just works in this film. The scene where Spider-Man rises up against the rubble and like you see his face mirrored with the mask, which I don't know where I put the mask at. But anyways, I think it just works. Oh shit. Anyways, I think that all just kind of works and elevates this film onto its own status. I think this film, you don't really need to watch the film that they came in before because this film stands more well on its own and how Spider-Man worked as his own person and how small he is. And how small he is. And how small he is to everything else around him. So yeah, that really works in my opinion.
More backstory to his parents and Uncle Ben.
that is one problem. There's Aunt May, and they always constantly hint at the fact that there might be an Uncle Ben, but it's like the studio said, nah, can't have the Uncle Ben stuff. It's, weighs them down. It doesn't do that. Put Uncle Ben in the movie. Have it be played by Tobey Maguire. Also, have the shooter be Andrew Garfield. And then that way, like, when they both show up in the multiverse films, like when the two universes collide with this universe, you know,
Or they can actually have.
we can have Peter Parker, our Tom Holland Peter Parker, crying over the fact that this was his uncle, and then also beating the crap out of this guy because this is the guy that killed his father. Like, that'd be awesome.
Oh god.
Top 3, man. What can I say? Spider-Man 2002. Perfect origin story movie. That's why I put it against. That's why I put it above Homecoming. Homecoming may be a better made film. I'm a sucker for these Sam Raimi's movies, man. They're like, I got like a movie in between all 3 of my movies just because that's how much I love the Sam Raimi trilogy. I grew up on these films. This movie has a lot of problems, CGI problems. Green Goblin is a fun villain, but not really a good villain, if you know what I mean. Like, his character. But it's Willem Dafoe. You gotta love him. Spider-Man, I think everything works out. From the moment when you see him on screen to the end of the movie, all that stuff. All the emotional stuff. How Sam Raimi just wants to picture this movie perfect as a comic book movie. Just perfect. So, yeah. Final Battle is kind of fun. It's kind of dark. Number 2. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. What can we say, man? This movie has a rogues gallery of Spider-Man's villains. Absolutely love it. Kingpin, one of the best villains ever in this movie. The heroes, they're all kind of sidelined because Miles is the main character, but they're not really that well sidelined because each of their origins merge well with telling his origin story.
He even has a tragedy.
He has a tragedy. All that stuff works better as to telling a new Spider-Man story for this character, while also giving us these other characters. I can't wait for the sequel. I think it's going to be awesome and amazing. I know you people are going to love it.
$20.99.
Coming out in 2022. 29. But I don't know, man. Like, I love this film. I love everything they do with it. I love the vibe. I love the energy. I don't think you should have to pay $35 for a hamburger and fries, but okay. Or wait, no, it's 34,000 it said on that ticket. Yeah. But it's such a fun film, such fun side villains. I love the Prowler. I love like the family dynamic with like Miles' family, and I love like Peter in his moment of like leaving, like, oh man, you're right, I gotta do what you said, I gotta do what I said, I gotta have faith, you know. I love that Kingpin is even an emotional villain, and that works so well for me, just so well.
He's doing is just get revenge on his daughter and son.
No, he's trying to get them back. He's trying to get them back because he lost them, and he can't live with the fact that he can't blame himself, so he's blaming this Spider-Man, even after he killed the other Spider-Man, which, by the way, is one problem that I don't like with this movie. They kind of move past the fact that this Spider-Man died, and they kind of just move on with, oh, this guy's the new Spider-Man, he's better. Anyways, you know, I don't know, but it's a perfect movie. It works in so many different ways. Like, everything that Miles Morales gets wrong or watches from other people, he ends up learning to do better than them. And I think it just emotionally caps off best. But one movie that I think comes in better than that movie, like he had it, Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2. I'm a sucker for these Sam Raimi's films, okay? And this movie, I think, is the best out of all of them, because this movie focuses on what it means to be Spider-Man, and why that is a hard task that no one should have to bear, and why it's his responsibility, and why he's the perfect one to bear it. I love scenes where, like, you know, I love scenes where, like, he's swinging, and then, like, he loses his power because he doesn't love it anymore. And then, like, I love the scenes where, like, Harry's mad at him. I think Harry's arc throughout these films is perfect. This is the one where it really starts going, even though his acting's kind of, but it works. Dr. Octopus as an emotional villain. In the comics, he's not that, but in this movie, it works so perfectly. I feel so sad for the fact that his loved one died. And then when he dies, sacrificing himself, because Peter gives him that emotional punch of like, what you told me, man, you have to live by your rules. He's like, you're right. I love that so much. You can even see in that scene where like the red dot flashes back to a white dot in the little arm thing's eyes. You didn't see that, did you? No. But I think stuff with like MJ and Peter worked perfectly. At first, I really didn't like, the whole, why does he just lose his power out of nowhere? But it makes sense. Spider-Man needs to learn what he needs and what's best for the people in order for him to be Spider-Man. He has to better himself to help better others. And yeah, maybe I think he just kind of loses it because of like PTSD and stuff, like too much stress, and I've seen how that affects our family and stuff really badly. So yeah, but and that final train scene, oh my gosh, the train scene. Like, that is the moment right there when he realizes, yeah, I'm Spider-Man. This is what I have to do. Like, when the people stand up for him and he has to stand up for the people, that right there is just a perfect moment of like, yeah, this is Spider-Man. This is what it means to be Spider-Man. And I'll always be Spider-Man. I also like that in the end he actually gets the girl. So that's nice, right? Yeah, that's nice. But yeah, that's it. Spider-Man 2, #1 film, man. Just go watch it. Go watch all of these. Show us your ranking. Tell us what you like best. If you think The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the best film, if you think Venom is the best out of all of these, or if you would have rated it higher, if you think the MCU movies are actually not that good and you want to rank them lower, I perfectly understand that. Just let's have a comment down. Let's talk in the comments. Let's live it up. But make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be doing more videos that are scripted. By the way, This was poorly planned because after we watched the movies and went to the beach, got sunburned, didn't write the script, and we kind of just figured we still have our thoughts with us, so we wanted to get the video out. So here you go, guys. But right now, Mason Morales and Spider Dick must be on their way. Adios! Ada! Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and watch my others.